Hello. Welcome to JKO News, where you get more facts and less opinions. This is the Week in Review, for 23rd to 27th of January 2023. On the 5th of December 2022, the EU started enforcing an embargo on Russian crude oil exports. The sanctions were supposed to curtail revenues and at the same time dissuade European shippers from moving fossil fuels to the rest of the world. 1 month later, an Investigate Europe and Reporters United investigation finds the move is having limited impact. Moscow still profits highly from exports and European firms still facilitate much of the trade. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced on Wednesday that they would be providing Ukraine with Leopard 2 tanks, training, logistics, ammunition and maintenance of the systems. The tanks could be operational in Ukraine in about 3 months. The announcement was matched by the United States. On Wednesday, President Joe Biden said that he was providing 31 M1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. Russian ambassador to Germany Sergei Nechayev said in a statement Wednesday that Berlin's decision was extremely dangerous and takes the conflict to a new level of confrontation. China's population fell in 2022 to 1.411 billion, down some 850,000 people from the previous year, according to China's National Bureau of Statistics. The last time China's population decreased was in 1961. During a famine that killed tens of millions of people across the country. A falling population is likely to exacerbate China's problems with an aging workforce and will certainly drag on growth. Opinion section. The influx of Western tanks into the conflict has the potential to change the outcome of the war. But in a destructive military war, nobody wins. When was it the last time that you heard about peace negotiations? That is what we need, not more weapons to escalate the war. In the meanwhile, the US and European economies are slowing, with mixed indicators. During this year we will see the outcome of the current monetary policy tightening. After months of pessimism in the second half of 2022, now the commentary on mainstream media is that of a soft landing. Earnings results haven't been that bad, but profit margins are shrinking and the increasing refinancing costs of many companies may jeopardize their future. So, sit down, relax, and don't try to predict. If you do, be careful. Now, let's go for the economic indicators. Durable goods orders in the U.S. soared 5.6% month-over-month in December of 2022. It was the sharpest gain since July 2020 and well above market forecasts of a 2.5% increase. The U.S. economy expanded an annualized 2.9% on Q4 2022, beating forecasts of 2.6%. Spending on goods jumped 1.1% led by motor vehicle and parts. Spending on services slowed. Residential investment continued to contract, led by new single-family construction and brokers' commissions. Considering full 2022, the GDP expanded 2.1%. Core Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, in the U.S., which exclude food and energy, went up by 0.3% month-over-month in December of 2022. The annual PCE rate, the Federal Reserve's preferred gauge of inflation, fell to 4.4% from 4.7% in November, marking the slowest increase in 14 months. Personal income in the United States went up 0.2% from a month earlier in December of 2022, following a downwardly revised 0.3% increase in November and in line with market expectations. It was the smallest gain since April. Personal spending in the U.S. dropped 0.2% month-over-month in December of 2022, worse than market forecasts of a 0.1% fall, and following a revised 0.1% decline in November. High interest rates and rise in inflation levels started to impact consumer behavior. Adjusted for inflation, personal spending dropped 0.3%. Now, a quick walk around the markets. WTI crude futures reversed earlier gains and fell more than 1% to below $80 per barrel on Friday. Strong Russian supply offset better than expected U.S. GDP numbers and hopes of continued demand recovery in China. For the week, the U.S. oil benchmark is down more than 2%. U.S. natural gas futures extended losses to below $3 per million British thermal units. This is the lowest since May 2021, as milder weather has reduced heating demand and production remains strong. The Freeport LNG plant has finished repairs and asked U.S. regulators for permission to restart it. Regarding the stock market indices. For the week, the Dow added 1.6% and the S&P 500 was up almost by 2% while Nasdaq 100 gained 3.3%. On the corporate side, American Express soared 10.5% and Visa gained almost 3%, while Intel and Silvergate Capital plunged 6.4% and 3.7%. Meantime, Tesla soared 11% on its firm quarterly reports. Next week, investors await earnings results for Meta on Wednesday, and Apple, Google, and Amazon on Thursday. Bitcoin traded at $23,211 this Sunday, January 29th, increasing 0.52% since the previous trading session. Looking back, over the last 4 weeks, Bitcoin gained 40%. Spot gold prices erased gains from the session and dropped to the $1,920 per ounce mark, extending the retreat from the 9-month high of $1,945 touched on January 25. Spot silver prices hovered close to the $24 per ounce mark through the first month of the year, briefly touching a 9-month high of $24.40 on January 16. Gold and silver have been consolidating their gains since last September, with gold showing a continuing upward bias. Silver is tracking sideways. COMEX turnover in both metals was healthy, with open interest rising noticeably, but both levels are still moderate. The chart for silver shows a rise in open interest of less than 14,000 contracts since November, which has led to a rise of 13.5% in the price. With the gold-silver ratio now at 81.2, there is substantial upside potential in the price, assuming the underlying bull trend resumes. Next week, there will be central banks meetings in US, UK, and Euro area. The US non-farm payrolls report will be released. Also, investors will follow inflation and GDP growth rates for major European economies including Germany, France, and Italy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. The content of this video is for information and education purposes only. The viewer is advised to verify the information using the cited sources.